Hello, guys. How y'all doing? Hope you guys had a very, very good week. Missed me? I know. It's a broken record. I'm not going to get into it. You guys all know I'm just busy. So, I get to do these reviews when I have the time. And I have a busy weekend, and of course, since it's a weekend of a pay-per-view, I'm going to have to squeeze these in. So, yes, it is past midnight on a Friday night, but I'm going to be up here and within the hour try to do 3 reviews. And really, there's not too much to talk about on most of these shows for the most part. I'm not saying all of them were bad. Well, this show was bad. But, yeah. What's going on, guys? This is the Club of the Man 1993. We are here live to review this past week's episode of Monday Night Raw, the June 12th, 2021 edition of Raw. It was the go-home show for Money in the Bank 2021, and it also was the final show, for the final time, I will be saying this, that took place at the WWE Thunderdome at the Yuengling Center in Tampa, Florida. This was the last show after 70 long weeks. Tonight on Friday Night SmackDown, we returned to live audience in Houston, Texas. We'll try to talk about that show before I go to bed. Again, these reviews are not going to be long. I'm just going to be just in and out for most of these. As far as Raw goes from this past week, I'll be honest, I didn't really watch it. I was much more interested in what was going on with the MLB Home Run Derby. I had a great time watching that with the show put on by Pete Alonso. I was rooting for, of course, Shohei Ohtani. After Ohtani got eliminated, I was rooting for Trey Mancini, so I got a little more interested in that and didn't really watch Raw. But what I saw, and, when I read over the highlights, it was pointless. So, I'm not really going to grade it. I'm literally just going to skim through it. Just basically just top of the bullet points. More so just recap it because I didn't care. The first couple weeks of Raw, in between Hell in a Cell and Money in the Bank, I cared a little bit. To me, again, it just looked like they were going to do, like they had some things that were interesting. My problem was I just did not believe that they were going to actually capitalize on it. I didn't. So the last couple weeks, it was like the first week, it was like, okay, we got something cooking. Then the last couple weeks, it was been like, okay, you didn't have to really watch any of these shows to, know what's going on with Money in the Bank. So we're just going to skim through. Like, we're going to skim through this. Going to skim through NXT. Well, NXT, a little more to talk about. SmackDown, I didn't get to watch SmackDown tonight again because I ended up doing stuff with my sister for her birthday. Her birthday was yesterday, and we went out to dinner tonight and had some family time. So I did that, and I watched highlights from SmackDown, which I will talk about later. I do see JR has a question. Again, I will answer that, though, when we get to the SmackDown review. My plan is, though, within the hour or so, try to, just do a couple brief, reviews. Raw, NXT, SmackDown. I'm going to wait till next week to review Fyter Fest because it's a 2-night show. So I will talk about Fyter Fest next week to review both shows in one night. And then I'm going to be spending all day with my girlfriend tomorrow. But I'm going to try before I leave to squeeze in my Money in the Bank preview and predictions. Probably not as much graphics, just one quick one or something like that. And also, as you probably see, no tags, no fancy thumbnails yet, but I will fix them, eventually at some point, during, as over time goes. If I didn't have a pay-per-view this weekend, of course, I wouldn't care as much. But, obviously, I do because I want to get my predictions in before the show. So I'm going to have to just briefly skim through these reviews and just move on. Because, like I said, just busy week. Just didn't really have the time. Was tired out. It's life. Anyways, let's talk about Raw. One of the biggest, blunders from this show that kind of turned me off immediately was the fact that they had Xavier Woods, of all people, roll up Bobby Lashley and beat him in a non-title match. My thing, though, is it was clean, and, I get it. Here and there, you want to sneak in a surprise victory. Like, when Kofi did it, I was fine with that. But they're not going to go anywhere with Bobby Lashley and Xavier Woods having like a championship match. It's just not going to work. And plus two, again, a guy like Bobby Lashley shouldn't be losing, period. Like, he's not a champion that should be losing clean one-on-one. Like, in NXT UK, Walter, as far as I know, has only lost one time, and that was in a tag match, excluding his awful booking in the men's elimination Survivor Series match in 2019. But, wait, was that 2019? Yeah, it was 2019. Other than that, the only loss he's taken was in a tag match. So if it's a tag match, that'd be fine. But, again, Bobby Lashley's like Brock Lesnar. He should not be losing one-on-one unless it's on pay-per-view. So, that was a bad move there. So that set Bobby Lashley in some type of a mood. And I guess he had left the building, but he was going to be back for the VIP lounge segment in the main event. We also have Eva Marie and Doudrop chilling with Alexa Bliss at her playground, while Eva Marie calls herself the star of the show, and she's insulting Alexa Bliss for the heck of it. But it looks like it's more so teasing some between Alexa Bliss and Doudrop. Is Alexa Bliss now a heel? I don't know. I guess WWE must be realizing that, yeah, fans are coming back. There's not as much as Alexa Bliss we can do and get away with it, basically, it seemed like. Oh yeah, and then we have Jinder Mahal coming down to the ring with Veer and Shanky and revealing Drew McIntyre's sword has been broken and destroyed. But then Drew appears on the screen, he's like, actually, no, I have another one. Was it another one made by another tooth of the Loch Ness Monster? Stupid fairy tales that he's now telling because, But, he proceeds, but then he appears to have another one. He goes, this is a replica. He says, but this is not a replica, and he basically destroys Jinder Mahal's motorcycle. So, even though I'm going to still say this. I'd much rather have Jinder Mahal cost Drew McIntyre the Money in the Bank briefcase on Sunday. Again, you are setting up Jinder Mahal. I mean, not Jinder Mahal. Jinder Mahal's going to get booed enough the way it is. You are already, though, setting up Drew McIntyre to get booed. And people to treat him like how they treated Roman Reigns and John Cena. Again, this, for now, should be the last, little, bump of, nervousness for the fans. As they're going to just overexpose Drew McIntyre and give him constant opportunities in the main event scene. Even though I'm pretty sure if he doesn't win, he's most likely going over to SmackDown and fighting Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns even said also he would be willing to pass the torch to Drew McIntyre. So, I don't know. I mean, giving him some fresh opponents would help. Of course, going over to SmackDown. But, like I said, the big thing they gotta do is just don't put that briefcase on him. And if they want to do it by having Jinder Mahal cost him, fine. Fine. I can't believe I'm stooping that low, even though I said, they could do a feud with Jinder Mahal and Drew McIntyre because they actually have history. But, of course, they already, again, have Drew McIntyre cutting, Jack and a Beanstalk, Roman Reigns, Calvert promos. And it's already, making me go sour on it. I hate to do that, but, Then we have, before this Fatal 4, we have Matt Riddle and Nikki A.S.H. Yeah, they officially changed Nikki Cross's name to Nikki A.S.H. Almost a superhero, Nikki Cross. I'm pretty sure that, okay, here's the thing. I know this whole superhero thing was Nikki Cross's idea, but this whole thing with Nikki A.S.H., that's a Vince thing. That has to be a Vince thing. I'm pretty much he's looking at Nikki A.S.H. Sounds like Nikki A.S.H. Nikki A.S.H. That is immaturity, basically. She won the Fatal 4-Way match by pinning Asuka. Yeah. That's what Asuka gets for... See, I say that as, I want new stars to be built, yet people like Nikki A.S.H. I know that they're literally treating like a joke. Someone like they're treating like a joke, pinning someone who shouldn't be treated like a joke, Asuka, even though Nikki doesn't deserve it either, is not going to make any one of them look good. So, Nikki wins, but is there really anybody in that Money in the Bank match you care about for the women? The men's match is predictable. The women's, I don't know. Let's talk about that in the preview and predictions. The Viking Raiders have singles matches. Ivar defeats AJ Styles, and then Omos defeated Eric. Now they're having a match on Sunday also for the Raw Tag Titles. Do you care? I didn't think so. We have just some backstage segments. Then we have Sheamus taking on Humberto Carrillo and for the U.S. title, and he basically destroyed him backstage, squashed him in not even a couple seconds, and then he beat him down until Damian Priest made the save. So I guess we're now all of a sudden, after months of, well, the last time we really saw Damian Priest, besides him appearing in the Battle Royale to replace Randy Orton in that triple threat match, we really haven't seen much of Priest ever since he had his program with Bad Bunny and The Miz and Morrison. Actually, and then of course, him and Miz in that zombie lumberjack dreadful nightmare. But I guess we're doing Sheamus and Damian Priest. If you for SummerSlam, fine. Get the U.S. title off on Damian Priest. Works for me. So, we got that there. I guess Ricochet and John Morrison had a Falls Count Anywhere match, which was better. But, of course, we have Miz outside just squirting his dripstick now, because that's basically his new comedy gig since he's basically in a wheelchair now because of his knee injury. Ricochet wins that. Tamina was not happy backstage, gets into an altercation with Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke, even though it made no sense because of Mandy Rose is now going to NXT apparently, which we'll talk about that more in my NXT review. Charlotte Flair, Rhea Ripley would then defeat Natalya in a non-title match, and Charlotte attacked Rhea afterwards, and Charlotte says she learned from the dirtiest player in the game. Of course, I wish that match would have been a last woman standing match, but it's not. We'll talk about that match, of course, tomorrow. And then we have a segment where MVP and the VIP lounge and the ladies are chilling out there. Bobby Lashley was out upset, but he basically says he's not happy with MVP and he's going to destroy Kofi Kingston at Money in the Bank, basically. So, are they teasing a breakup now with MVP and Bobby Lashley? Who knows? They already, gave up on Cedric and Shelton because Vince didn't like them, even though it was working. But, Vince didn't create it, Vince didn't like it, so he got rid of it. That's Raw. Again, nothing really groundbreaking, nothing really exciting like SmackDown was tonight, which seemed somewhat exciting. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know. Like I said, these shows, give me a little bit of light 1 or 2 weeks, and then, like I said, that's why a couple weeks ago I'm like, I can't get that excited about the show. Because it's literally just going to be, still looks like they're throwing shit at the wall to see what works. Now with the actual crowds back, Vince at least can't control them anymore. So we're going to see what's over and what's not over. Things are going to feel more organic now, but, it's Raw, who gives a shit. So that's my Raw review, guys. Gave it no grade. All JR to say is, what are they doing with the WWE? I heard a rumor that Goldberg's... Oh, yeah. Apparently Goldberg's going to be appearing on Raw this week. And apparently, since Brock didn't want to lose to Lashley, they're going to bring back Goldberg. We're going to have Bobby Lashley and Goldberg at SummerSlam. Who the crap wants to see that match? Who wants to see that? Heck no. But like I said, last week's episode of SmackDown again just literally killed my excitement for the WWE getting fans back, and SummerSlam too. Because again, John Cena may not be there now because of his movie schedule, and Brock Lesnar didn't want to lose, so he may not be coming back. So we could be getting Bobby Lashley and Goldberg instead. That sounds stupid. I'm not looking forward to that match. Definitely. I wanted Lesnar and Lashley, which is a perfect match, dude, especially to get a hot crowd back, but who knows? That's my review of Raw again. I'm going to take a minute break and then come back here and review NXT and just get at least these three reviews out of the way. Then again, I'll fix the tags and the thumbnail and whatnot at a time. But that's my review of Raw, guys. What are your thoughts this week's episode of Raw? What are your thoughts on the last ever episode of the Thunderdome? Make sure you leave your thoughts down in the comments section below. Slap a like on the video and subscribe for more content on my channel. Follow me on Twitter at TheManAirBoy93. Until then, guys, I'm checking out. I'll see you all later. Peace out, everybody.